sorry that we all have to be here today, but I'm really grateful for each and every one of you. In the US-Israel war on Iran, all of these people are being targeted and murdered in cold blood. Yesterday, our Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth said, and I quote, "The only ones that need to be worried right now are Iranians that think they're going to live." That's our government. That is what they think of my people. This was never about regime change. It has never been about regime change. They told us Iraq was about weapons of mass destruction. That was a lie. They told us Libya was about protecting civilians. That was a lie. They told us Afghanistan was about freedom. What was that? U.S. wars deliver rubble and massacre. They deliver power vacuums, and they deliver generations of children who grow up knowing nothing but war. I'm sure many here may be confused by the portrayal in the media of Iranian Americans celebrating bombs raining down on their families in their homeland. Some of our diaspora's pro-war propaganda relies on a fantasy that outside forces can strike the regime without destroying society itself. What is that? A lie! They are mistaken. That is not how war works, especially not the way Americans and Zionists conduct war. The Iranian people deserve self-determination, not to be obliterated into submission by the most needlessly powerful military force in human history. And I need to say this because this is not only about Iran. This is about Palestine. This is about Lebanon. This is about Cuba, about Yemen, about Iraq, about Afghanistan, about Venezuela, about every land that has been targeted, sanctioned, starved, and bombed by the death machine of the American empire and its allies. These countries are not just geopolitical abstractions on a map. They are homes of poetry and philosophy, of beauty. They're lands of joy and spirit. They're lands where people have loved each other, raised their children, created art, and created community. These are lands of softness and of life. And the U.S.-Israeli empire cannot stand it because life itself is a threat to those whose only language is domination and death. While they spend our money on all of this death, what's happening here at home? We've heard some of our speakers talk about it. Our water is poisoned, our food is poisoned, we can't afford to go to the doctor, we can't afford our medicine, we can't afford rent, we can't afford groceries. This country has the largest unhoused population in the entire Western world. There are people sleeping on the streets in the richest nation in human history. But we're spending nearly $1 billion a day on war. In this place, there's never money for life or for us. There's only money for death. I want you all to know that you came here today, each and every one of you, because there is a gentleness and a sanctity in each of your hearts. Because you refuse to go numb, please hold on to that, because it's the most radical thing that we have.